What's up, y'all? I know it's been a minute since I popped on YouTube, but I'm back. I'm back with a cool little cute hair tutorial, easy to do at home with some kinky straight bundles. Half up, half down is like that style. Okay, so now that this is tucked away, I'm gonna go ahead and braid down this back section. Basically, if this was straight hair that I was using, I would need to do like at least 8 braids. But because it's kind of fluffy, I'm gonna do 5. That's good. And then section this off. The little hair clamp. My hair is super thick, so I'm gonna do a really tight braid. Doesn't have to be perfect, like the parts and everything, but it does need to be secure. Okay, so I just finished all of my braids. I decided to like rubber band a few of them together just to like not have so many loose braids. So instead of like bunching them, you don't want to like bunch your braids like back here. Like this is all flat enough to sew some hair on, but I like to tuck them up and just kind of sew them like this. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, so for this part, you need a curved needle and some hair thread. This is the hair thread. This is what it looks like. If you go to a beauty supply store, it's normally like behind the counter, so you have to ask them for it. I like to do a pretty long piece, like this is the needle, and then cut it. Do like a little loop-de-loop. I don't know what you call this knot, but this is what I always do because it also makes it easier to take it out. You can feel where the knot is later. And do like that. And then just cut off the extra thread. Take this, tuck your hair up, but you know, kind of do a little swirl so the ends are protected and in. And just go ahead and sew that down. Don't judge my braids. I didn't do them perfectly, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure you can feel that all the braids are tucked in. See, this already feels good, but I'm going to do a few extra loops. If you're not used to using one of these needles, the tip is very sharp, so be very careful and take your time. All right, that feels good to me. And I'm just going to loop that in. Now I can just cut. Okay, so now it's time to add some hair. I have my needle and thread. So take your hair. I like to do 2 tracks at a time. Wefts, tracks, whatever you want to call it. And put the needle through both ends of the track, just like that. All the way to the knot. Bam. This is a 28-inch hair that I'm going to put in the back. The longest piece. So when I start in the back, I like to do this front portion kind of looped up so it hides any tracks and you don't have to worry about like the wind blowing and showing like all your tracks right there. Like that's not cute. So we're going to loop that in. Bam, 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 like that. Yes. And then once that's there, make sure it goes all the way up. And then we can just loop through that. Whenever you're securing it, you want to go around the waist. And then every now and then when you're about to end your thread, you can go through it. So just watch real quick. I'm going to breeze through this. Using your fingers as a guide, you can feel where you need to go. And pretty much you want to keep looping through, loop, loop, until you get to the top and you do one piece secure. Okay, so now that I'm on the very last row here, I'm just going to go ahead and go through securing it in place. You know, I'm just going to tilt like this so you can see, hopefully. I'm going to go all the way to the end and show you how to make a knot. Okay, so see how flat that is? That's really good. I'm going to go over it one more time. Just like right there. And now I can make my knot. Same thing I did before, just loop through and make sure it goes really flat. And then cut the excess off. And we are officially done with the back. So the half part is done, half down. Now we gotta do this situation. If you wanna make it look really, really natural, which we know you do, you wanna take this little part, little thin section that you can take out to just cover the tracks and make sure it's really seamless. You just go ahead and part that little section out all across the hair to make sure you can cover. Take a little scrunchie and hold all this hair back like this, right? And then now for the front part, I'm gonna do some Shine Jam because it can be textured. It doesn't have to be like super straight. Shine Jam, give it some shine, obviously. This is the hair butter that I like. This is, my friend makes this as vegan hair butter. That just really makes my hair grow and stops any kind of like itchiness. So really work that in until it's melted down like that. And put it along the front also. I'm going to use a little bit of Gots to Be. Work it in until some of the water is gone, like most of the water. That's how I like to use it. And then just smooth it over. Then you can take your hairbrush and really smooth everything in. Making sure the edges, which we're going to go back with an edge brush anyway, but you want to make sure everything is moist and together. Now, where you want to sit this depends on your head shape. I like to sit mine kind of like right here. Take a hair tie. I like to hold my hand like this where the thumb is securing the tightness of the ponytail. And then go ahead and lock it in place. Like bam. Edge brush. Style Factor Edge Control is the best in my opinion. It works for me. And we're just gonna work that baby on in here. I like to put a lot of edge control just because I have natural hair and I don't want anything frizzing up, frizzing out. The edge brush is usually like the best thing to do the edges, and then I'll go back with a regular brush to smooth through the thicker parts. I'm gonna fill in this little spot that's kind of thinning here. This is the black edge control that I like to do that with, and just tap it over. I don't use a lot of this because it does lock in, like it gets really dry. Sleek styles, you need some rapid tape. This one from Slip is really great. It's like a satin kind of rapid situation where you can do your edges, put it on, and it's just less wasteful than using all these tapes all the time. Rapid tape, lock it and put it under, and literally just like tie it at the back. Like really wrap this stuff. So we double wrapped it. You're going to want to braid your hair down in a plait and then wrap it in this little bun like I did. Using your needle and thread, you can really just secure the bun and make sure it's like really tight and neat. Next, you're going to take 2 tracks at a time, push your needle through them, and start wrapping your hair around this bun. Literally sewing it from the middle portion on the way down, making it to the base. I sped through this, but you pretty much get the picture. Just keep wrapping, keep the hair thick, make it look lush, nothing thin, you know, nothing skimpy over here. Next, at the very end, once you're done wrapping your hair around, take a little piece to wrap around the base. I like to do this and secure it with a little bit of Gots to Be, and then you blow dry that and it locks in place. Now, when you're ready to make your hair blend with this kinky straight hair, I like to take a rat tail comb, wrap it around, and just press a flat iron over it a little bit so it takes that texture, but it's not like really adding too much heat to your hair. A little bit of pomade to catch any flyaways, smooth everything over, remove your rapid tape, and you are good to go. Then you just go in and jazz up the baby hairs how you like it, everything nice. But make sure you hit subscribe if you like this video, share it with a friend you know.